Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the ultimate daily van series build along. Yes, this is a pop top edition, but this is not just a pop top, this is an AUSTOP. So that's right guys, today I am at VANIMAL Campervan Conversions. Now I have a bit of a backstage pass because over the last few years since I moved up to Manchester, believe it or not, this campervan conversion company is literally across the road from where I live. So obviously we have shared passions and things like that, so I'm always popping my head in. Now I've got a transporter, which is predominantly what Tony here at VANIMAL does. He does do bigger projects. He has done some 4x4 crafters and things like that, which the finish on them was absolutely awesome, and you know I love them bigger vans. But I am here today, backstage, grown a bit of a friendship over the years. Well, I think we're friends. We are friends, aren't we, Tony?
No.
So we're gonna see how our friendship is holding up by the end of the week, because there is a lot to do, and I know I'm going to be getting in his way and I'm going to be doing his head in with all this camera work. I'm going to try my best to just camouflage myself into the background and give you a sneak peek of how the pop tops are fitted. This is not a nut and bolts install, and the reason this is not a nut and bolts install is this is trade only. So to get an AUSTOP, you will need to go through an official trader. So Tony here at VANIMAL is affiliated with AUSTOPS. There will be a heat map. If you cannot make yourself to Greater Manchester, which is where we are, there is a heat map on the AUSTOPS website. You can find a local installer, but if you are anywhere near the northwest, I do suggest that you head over to VANIMAL Campervan Conversions. Cue the time lapse.
Say hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Frame that goes in the front, obviously it's sculpted to the shape of the roof, because the roof isn't perfectly flat. Fits like a glove. That's riv nutted, sealed, stuck. That's just the front part of the frame. The rest is coming in. Get all the best jobs, me.
Day two over here at VANIMAL Campervan Conversions in Greater Manchester, and the roof is off. So to bring you up to speed, yesterday we prepared the pop top from AUSTOPS, and that was by fitting the roof rails that were initially on the van itself. We then bonded on the solar panel, so that's had 24 hours to cure, so that is going to be absolutely spot on. I was then left with the task of giving the top a bit of a polish. Then the boys started the cutout, so that included totally wrapping the van, stripping the inside, so that was the headliner down, all of the bulkhead kind of surplus material, because this was fitted with a bulkhead. So Chris, he managed to strip that out, drill out all the spot welds and things, so that's going to be nice and sleek and a nice finish when we're done. We then marked the roof, drilled in all four corners, cut it out using a jigsaw, cleaned up the edges, protected the edges, and then this frame went in. And that's the bit I want to show you. You don't need to see us necessarily cutting a hole. It's exactly the same as fitting a window, but this is the frame. We are now, believe it or not, in the first day, back to being totally structurally sound. So let's take a closer look.
So just while I'm in the van, before the boys get going, I want to say a massive thank you to Tony over at VANIMAL Campervan Conversions for letting me come along during the build, because I am doing nothing but making bad coffee and getting in the way.
It's that smoky bacon crisp, it's that strong.
But I have a practical mind. I kind of picture how things are put together. I wasn't sure on this. I've not seen this stage of a pop top before, so massive thank you for letting me come along and film today, mate. So I'm going to show you guys this before we start cracking on. The boys are just having a quick cup of coffee, and I'm going to get in here before it gets too busy. So this is the frame that goes in. Now this has been riveted with some decent sized rivets, probably every 50 mil, top and bottom. So you get this structure that it's basically just folded. I expected this to be some kind of like reinforced steel bracing. It's nothing how I imagined it whatsoever. Not many people get to see the van at this stage, so I'm quite lucky. There was a frame, a big A-frame that goes across the front here, that's bolted to the chassis in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's then riveted down through the top. It's all bonded. So at the same time this went on, some bonding went in there to stop any creaking. Obviously metal against metal, you don't want that as you're driving along. We are now structurally sound. I could drive this away and this would be fine. What we've also done, because Tony does camper vans and he's done probably 400 of these pop tops, I'm not sure, but he knows to put these wires in pre-carpet, because it's not going to be a camper right now, but if it was, I'm going to want a power supply there. So we've got a wire that's just on a wandering lead here, so I can power that up at any point for a light. I've got the same here, because getting from there to there, once this is done, would be unobtainable. So now we've got just a couple of grommets there to protect the wire. Absolutely lovely finish. I'm kind of being led by his suggestion here, and also AUSTOPS actually supply, that's almost like a knockout, so that did come filled, so you could go straight over the top of it and that be flat. But I'm having my interior lights put back in, because this is a combi day van and there will be one at the back as well. This is honestly, this has been years and years of evolution. Obviously AUSTOPS have been going now for 13 years. You know, they know exactly what they're doing over there, and it looks now, honestly, I'm buzzing.
Did we want pink?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have another hole. Yes, so while I'm over here at VANIMAL Campervan Conversions, I am getting a few extras done. So while we are doing the pop top, I've asked for windows. We are doing some carpeting on the inside. All of this at this stage is a lot easier. So the carpet is actually going to start from the opening of the pop top, go down through the window reveal and right down to the floor. That is the most seamless way of doing it. You can do a pop top retrospectively, even if you have a full camper kit out, fully completed. It's just not the easiest way to do it. This was a bare empty van, and hopefully by the time we take it out of here, it's going to be totally unrecognisable. As we come to the closing stages of the AUSTOPS installation, the carpet, the window fitting, loads of other upgrades, I think I've pretty much exhausted all of my YouTube camera rights. I'm basically just getting in the way. So as this gets pieced back together, the best thing to do is cut to some music of me driving out of here, and I'll take you for a good look round. So I am back at my undisclosed location next to my favourite pile of steaming shit. Now, it's all well and good having a backstage pass while they were doing the pop top on the transporter, but it was workshop conditions, so every time I tried to speak, an angle grinder went off or someone said the word.
Where's your pencil? Brand new Google computers from home, please. Lose the will to live.
30 seconds, give me 30 seconds. Please, brother. Go for a walk. So I am here, finishing the video up, gonna take you for a good look round, tell you what I think about it. Spoiler alert, I love it. Yeah, boy, it's scenic, all right. So, what I look to do first is actually ask myself lots of questions that I would probably ask if I was that side of the camera. So, for example, why have you pop-topped your ultimate day van? You keep calling it an ultimate day van, why have you pop-topped it? Two major reasons. First one being is I hope to actually take this places, get it muddy, do some filming, make some decent YouTube videos, but those places are hopefully going to be far, far, far away, and I'm going to look to stay overnight. The seats in the back of this vehicle are needed. The workspace is needed. This is a combi day van. Having this up here gives me a comfortable bed. It's the same bed as a Volkswagen California. It's the Froley system. This is the deluxe. There's other versions AUSTOPS do. This is the premium. The bed up here is lovely. It's lovely here just even being sat on it. I can still have a good night's sleep even though I'm out camping in a day van. I have a 2-year-old. I appreciate a good night's sleep. I need a good night's sleep. So that's one of the reasons. Second reason being, and probably the driving force behind pop-top in this van, is once my uses of this van are up and I'm onto a different project, I would probably look to turn this into a camper van. Camper vans have a higher resale value. They hold a higher interest. You can sell a camper van like that. A gnarly day van only suits so many people. All I would do is take the 2+1 seats out and all the seat belts and the floor fixings, take the cargo floor out, put it on eBay for probably £10,000 like everybody else is, bang a kitchen in, rock and roll bed, and it's a camper. By the time I'm finished doing what I'm doing, I'm gonna have the electrics in place, probably a little water system, a fridge, everything like that. I am that far away from making this a camper, and that has a higher resale value. So this is an investment. Now you can pop-top a van after the fact. So if you already have a camper van, it is pop-toppable, but obviously it's not as easy as driving in with a totally empty bare van. So just bear that in mind. This for me is an investment. Why did you go black? Is it gonna be hot? Probably, but look at it. Look how nice this black pop top is up against all the white. The theme for this van is pretty much black on white, and I just could not resist. I even went for the black canvas. The canvas is a thinner version. I think they do 3 thicknesses. I've gone for the thinnest version. It has the SCENIC, obviously, I'm sat here totally wide open. Has openable windows,
air vents, I think it's going to be absolutely fine. I may have gone for aesthetics over practicality. I do that every now and then, but for me it's worth it. It looks absolutely lovely. Next question, does it drive any different? No, you don't even know it's up there. It feels just as rigid as it always did. It doesn't feel any higher, it doesn't whistle, you can't hear any wind getting trapped in places. You don't know it's up there. So scrap thinking that you've added weight to the roof. You probably have, but you don't notice it. It's not top heavy, it drives absolutely lovely, just like it used to. Price. No doubt in my mind, people are gonna ask about price. That's what people always go straight to. Now, if you head on to AUSTOPS website below, you'll be able to get yourself a price. Obviously, things vary between short wheelbase, long wheelbase, canvas choices, scenic, openable windows, the style of bed. I've gone for the premium, like I've mentioned. Same bed as a Volkswagen California, so that alone was $595. If you feel the need to message me and say you can get a supply and fit pop top for £2,700 on eBay, this isn't that. This is not that. It just isn't that. Now, while I was at VANIMAL one afternoon, someone came in with a pop top and said, please can you take a look at this? And he popped it, and the shell itself wasn't even strong enough to hold its own. It had a big banana in it. So once you topped it, or topped the pop, or popped the top, it had a big banana in it. It wasn't even structurally sound enough. It must have been so thin that it couldn't even hold its own in shape while it is open. Oh, and the canvas was upside down. This is major surgery to your van, don't get me wrong. Now, if it's done correctly, it's absolutely fine. You are taking away structural integrity of your vehicle, and it needs to be replaced with something approved. Just be careful, guys. Just be careful that you know what you're getting and you trust the person doing it. Make sure that they are approved or certified as much as you can, and make sure you've seen the product. You know, don't save £1,000 and ruin your vehicle and then go chasing a fix that cannot be done. Going to give you guys a quick brief on how it actually works. Now, the camera angles are going to be twisted because there's not much space for me and a camera, and also bear in mind that in the future the front seats will swivel, and that gives you loads more space. So when you use the pop top, you'd probably swivel the seats and jump up. Well, at the moment I've got a fixed double and it's pretty much in the way, if I'm totally truthful with you, but I'll give you a quick brief on how it works. So with the Scenic canvas, guys, basically you get a couple of button poppers and you pop the canvas onto the top board. One there, followed by a zip all the way around, followed by a zip all the way around, one-handed. And that's back to watertight, but then you obviously do have, this is the best camera work I've ever done. That is a window pane there, totally waterproof. And then on my version, that is actually a fly net, so you can actually leave that open and you'll get air in, no bugs. But obviously when that is open, you are no longer watertight, but that just gives you an option for some fresh air.
The canvas is actually installed, I don't know if the camera will get it, but under almost like this picture frame that's all fiberglass, but the canvas is installed on the inside of that. So the water, for example, hits here, runs down here, down the canvas, into the gutter as normal. This canvas is tucked under a piece of L bracket and sealed. That cannot penetrate inside the van. And then the water runs away in your gutter just like it would if there wasn't a pop top here. It's not overly complicated. Other versions, you actually end up cutting the gutter out and then fitting a bit of hose pipe apparently. It sounds absolutely crazy. The factory gutter remains and the water runs away just like it used to. And then when the pop-top shell actually closes down on the van, it actually closes to here. So if anything, this gutter is probably going to remain drier than it ever did, because unless it's opened, this is never going to see the light of day.
This is all one-handed, guys, so just please bear that in mind. So you have these straps that come down through the roof, and what you want to do is you get your strap and you put it through this lovely little clip there. You feed it through, that goes back up. Some things you just can't do one-handed, so you poke that through there, and that is now our ratchet. So I'll just do that to the other side a bit quick. Now basically, once that's in from below, we just give these a big tug, and by pulley that will bring everything down, and we just tuck the canvas in. Now I've got camera gear everywhere, honestly it's a nightmare. Right, all we do is basically pull on those straps. As it comes down a bit closer, we'll just tuck our canvas inside, because you don't want it spilling out, obviously, on the shut roof. Tighten them up, and it's down. It's done, secure. And she's down. What you can do is tuck your straps away. So in our closed position, you literally needn't know it's there. Got these lovely plastic trim pieces that look just like factory, that fit all around. It's absolutely seamless. I'm so chuffed with it.
Money off. Yes, I thought that would get your attention. I am in talks with AUSTOPS, and I'm hoping to put some kind of discount code down below, or some kind of referral. I'm not sure. It may be seasonal, it may be for a limited time. I'm not sure. If it's in the description, you got to check that out when you contact your fitter. Quote whatever's down below, but I do know that AUSTOPS are actually striving to keep their prices as they are. Cost of materials in this country at the moment are absolutely through the roof, and I know for a fact that they are trying their hardest to not bring that cost onto the end user, which is us. Now, one thing I did fail to mention during this whole video, yes, it's a bed, and yes, that's lovely. You can also now stand up in my Volkswagen Transporter. You guys probably already know this, but now I can push that bed out the way and stand up. Inevitably, one day this is going to be a camper. That is a massive benefit, to have that comfort of being able to actually stand up in your camper van. I think we all knew that. Here's a bit of B-roll. And that is it, guys. And I have to go because every man and his barking dog is either out walking said barking dog or flying a small plane, and I'm about to go crazy. Sadly, this is my last YouTube video from this driveway. I'm getting a new driveway, guys. Thank you once again for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next Tuesday.